Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Haft on location in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. This here is my 2012 Chevy Impala. You know, it's the only vehicle I have, so I have to take care of this vehicle. In this episode, I'm gonna go through power steering and brake fluid service. Okay. And I want to say there's our beautiful dog Oscar. He's helping me out here today. One of the things when you have a vehicle, you want to maintain it. You want to keep it. For me, I have to keep this car, so I have to do everything I can to maintain it, where it's not going to cost me as much money. I'm gonna start out with the brake service. If you have an expensive sports car like a Porsche or a Corvette or even a Camaro, it comes with really nice brakes, some Brembo brakes and stuff. And then if you have like an expensive European car, you're not going to drive that in the winter here in Wisconsin. So what you do is you store it, okay? And one of the problems that they have with these cars is you have what they call brake calipers, okay? And this car, they're just the stock Chevrolet calipers on here. They're what actually like squeeze against the rotor glue design. That you get 2 piston, you got 4 piston, you get 6 piston. So the 6 piston ones can be very, very, very expensive. And like in an owner's manual on a Porsche or something, I was lucky enough to own a 911 Porsche years ago. They recommend on there that you have the brake fluid flushed or serviced once a year. And it can be very expensive because like a new Chevy dealer, new car dealer, they're charging $152 an hour here in Wisconsin. So the European cars usually are more and the parts are more So just 1 hour of labor, and then they charge you shop supplies and tax. You're almost pushing $200 by the time you just have just the 1 hour labor. There's 2 ways basically you can do this. If you're a dealer and they take all 4 wheels off, okay? You have bleeder bolts on there. And then you make sure your reservoir is full, and then you bleed the 1 wheel, and then you put more fluid in, okay? And then you bleed the next one, and you go through it. You try to get all the fluid out of the system. They actually make some machines that can do this. So with the dealer, it's going to cost you a minimum of $200 to like $400, depending upon, okay? And most people don't have $400. So what I got here is, I got this .3 brake fluid here. This was like $7 at a store. I'm gonna say which store. You buy it at a parts store, you buy it at like a local farm store or whatever. And then this here is the power steering fluid. So I'm gonna go through the brake fluid first. On here is your reservoir right here on my Chevy Impala. It says it's .3 brake fluid. You can see inside there that it's not clear, okay? I've been doing this for the past 2-3 years and stuff. And this by no means is a complete flush job. This is just a budget job that you can do. And even with my researches on the internet, I saw that some of the guys are actually doing this at the dealerships, because you can bust off the brakes in those calipers. And a lot of times they're hard to get out because they're aluminum. And then if you drill it out, you could get metal flakes in the whole system and stuff. So you're gonna take the caliper off. Hopefully they can get the bleeder out. A lot of times they'll just put a brand new caliper on. Brand new caliper, like a Brembo, Italian one, even though they put those on American cars, very costly. I mean, and what they do is they mark them up double. So you could be paying as a minimum $400 to $500 to $1,000 just to have one caliper replaced at a new car dealer, and have the whole system done. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to show you the cheap way to do it, okay? This is a little plastic jug. You have any kind of plastic jug. And I say, don't do this unless you feel comfortable doing it, okay? And don't spill the brake fluid because it's caustic. And what brake fluid does is it absorbs water over time. I think it's called hydrogenic. I got this turkey baster right here. This works really good, okay? So what I do is I go into the reservoir with the turkey baster, suck it up and push it in here. Right now I have power steering fluid. I want to show you the difference in here. The brake fluid, when you get it new, it's pretty much clear in color, okay? So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to open this up here and show you what a little bit of new brake fluid looks like. Some vehicles have bigger reservoirs, you know, make sure you find the right reservoir. You don't want to be putting brake fluid in your power steering. Now I'm going to show you here how clear this is when I pour this in here. It's just a waste. So you can see it's pretty much clear, okay? Now, I've been doing this on my car. When I first started doing it, it was black because it's a 12-year-old car. You can see in there now, it's kind of greenish, bluish. I noticed too, it has like little water bubbles in. So what I'm going to do, not right now, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. Take the turkey baster, you go in there, you take as much as you can out of that turkey baster and put it in your junk pail, and then you dispose of that property. Okay, the thing is, you don't want to get the brake fluid all over because it's very caustic stuff. It can actually eat paint up and stuff like that. And you don't want to get it all over the place. You want to put a rag around there. You want to get your container as close as you can. You want to take your time. It's not a race. You want to get it done right. Okay. So that's basically how you do the brakes. So what you can do is, some of the new car dealers even do this because they don't want to mess around with all them bleeder bolts, taking off all the tires. They can do this, change it, drive it around a little bit, take it for a test drive, pump the brakes a lot, and bring it in and do it again, the reservoir, okay? It's not a complete flush. It's not, you're not totally, doing the complete job on this. So, but over a period of time, you're going to get drastically better brake fluid in there. And then now I'm going to read to you. There's Oscar, that wonderful dog. He's kind of laying around. He's getting kind of old now, Oscar. Okay. A brake flush helps preserve brake efficiency and prevent corrosion by replacing old or contaminated brake fluid as brake system components deteriorate over time. Changing the brake fluid regularly can make your automobile safer and improve the life of your brake system components. Because what can happen is those calipers, they seize up. Okay, and you don't want that. So that's basically how to do it. You take your disposable jug and your turkey baster. Yeah, I found I had to order these online because I looked all over hell for that turkey baster at the different big box stores, and nobody had them, but I'm sure they have them around Thanksgiving. So that's that. When you finish, make sure you put the cover on. Do not run your engine when you're doing this. Wait till you're done, okay? And then do it. If you want to do it again the same day, drive it around like they do at the shops. Not all the shops. They want you to think that they're doing the whole thing, but these guys take shortcuts, because they're on flat rate and stuff, and they, it's the way it works. So, but I'm just showing you how they can do this. It's your choice. If you don't feel confident, don't do it. And you can see the difference in the fluid. Okay. Now the second step of this here is going to be the power steering. And this is the 2012 Chevy Impala. Right here, this is located. This is your oil fill. It says right there. This is oil on it. That's oil. We're going to do an oil change a little later too. There's the power steering. Okay. This is what the cap looks like on the power steering. This here, that's the power steering. It's got steering wheel. Okay, you can see on there, it's got a add and it's got a full line. You definitely want to go to the full line. This screws in and out. When you get done, put it back on. Okay, so what I did here, I took the turkey baster, same way I'm doing on here as that. Okay. So now I took the liberty to do this one. You can see how dark that is right there, right? Okay, that's, it's been in there for quite a while. This is the first time I've actually done this one. Now, this is the power steering fluid, the new stuff I got at a local farm store. Now, you can take a look at that and look at how clear that is, see? This is my disposal stuff I have to get rid of. So you can tell the difference with this. Okay. So now I'm going to take my power steering fluid, I'm going to fill up that, and then I'm going to do the brakes. But the thing is, take your time. Don't run the vehicle before. If you're not comfortable doing it, have someone help you, the first time, but it's something that needs to be done that a lot of people don't do, so like I said, if you don't feel comfortable, have someone help you. Every vehicle is different. The location. Make sure it says brake fluid on the brake fluid. Make sure the power steering. You can look it up on the internet. You can look in your owner's manual. Should have it. And another thing too, some of the owner's manuals will tell you the miles that they want you to do a complete change, like 30,000, 45. But this car is 12 years old and it just has 70,000 on it. But this is the first time power steering's been done. I've done the brakes a few times, but it's just, something that can save you money, and you can tell that power steering fluid is really bad. It's contaminated, and it's one of those things that it should be changed, and it hopefully it will prevent repairs on your brake system and your power steering. No guarantees anywhere, but it's a good start. And thank you, folks.